What up, fam? What up, family? Welcome back to the channel. This time around, we have Pink Floyd with Pigs, three different ones. This is live. This is from their album Animals, which I have the physical copy here. Shout out to CC. Shout out to you. This album is a concept album. I will be listening to the whole thing and getting into it. This is kind of like George Orwell, 1984 type vibes, and it makes sense because I was looking at the credits. I think Roger Waters wrote pretty much all of these songs. If not, he sings lead in all of these songs. So this is pretty much his direction, and he got that. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's a big George Orwell fan, but this song is a long song. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 100K. And also, let me know how you feel about this album. A lot of people say this album is underrated. Some say this is the best Pink Floyd album, but there's an argument for a lot of Pink Floyd albums. So, and shout out to CC again, man. I can't wait to really dive into this. But yeah. Let's go ahead and watch. I got the lyrics. Like I said, it is a video. Maybe afterwards we could talk about the lyrics. All right? 2016. That's not too long ago. 300. Nah. 300,000. Damn. Next level. I love to see the crowds.
Pink man, pink man, ha ha, sure you are. You, well, here, pink
kind of the same as the cover.
Hey, you White House, ha ha, sure you are. You house proud town mouse, ha ha, sure you are.
Damn.
You're trying to keep our feelings off the street. You're nearly a real tree, all tight lips and cold feet. And do you feel abused? You got to stem the evil tide and keep it all on the inside. Mary, nearly a treat. Mary, nearly a treat, but you breathe your cry.
Damn, who's on that guitar though? Are these like quotes? Some of these are wild, but I think the first one. Said that. Damn. First of all, musically, this is fire, and the message, of course, it rings true. Like, cause look what's happening today. The fact that he didn't have to write a brand new song or nothing. He could just like use this song to talk about what's going on today. That is crazy. But one of those quotes, uh the about not having to apologize in the future, that wasn't a bad quote actually. Let's see what he said. I read it. I was like, that's kind of bars right there. What he said. I'm trying to skim through it to see what he said. I think apologizing is a great thing, but you have to be wrong. I will absolutely apologize sometime in the hopefully distant future if I'm ever wrong. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, I actually agree with that. But is he putting it there then to show the rest? I don't know. I don't. For some reason, I don't feel like that quote is that bad. I will absolutely apologize. Sometimes yeah. I guess it's well. I don't know. I don't know. But here's the thing I'll say. Right. Some of these quotes are crazy. I when I tell people I think Trump is funny, they think I'm like this super Trump supporter. Uh, I just don't believe in politics either way it goes. Like I just believe in right and wrong, but politics do exist. I how I know Trump is basically, and this ain't no political channel. I ain't gonna go deep into political beliefs and stuff. Uh, how I know Trump is through like The Apprentice and stuff like that, and he has always been funny, and I know people get like, 'cause especially now, like he's going crazy right now. So so even now, I try to not even, because if you say anything positive, it gets crazy, and people start to think, well, did you accept when he did this? Did that? I'm like, whoa, I am not the guy for that. But I do think he is hilarious. I just find the comedy in Trump, but I guess people look at him way different than I look at him, and I'm not really the political guy, anyways. I get in trouble a lot for stuff like that on my second channel. Just seeing the comedy and things, I think it's hilarious. But right now, the stuff that's happening, that I've been seeing happening, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to look at them in the same way like I used to, even though I'm not really deeply into political stuff like that. But it's kind of hard because you see it. It starts to affect the like people close, and then you're like, oh, all right, this ain't no joke. This ain't no joke. Like you gotta kind of watch this guy and what's going on. And I think a lot of people took my approach like, yo, I knew this guy when he was, running around with rappers and stuff, man. Y'all just gotta relax. But and plus, I usually do that to get on people's nerves. So some people are just too. But as far as this song, it does relate to what's happening. Here's the thing, man. The reason why I'm not too stuck up on like, I feel like with politics, both sides, all sides are usually hypocrites, because whether you get a Democrat in or a Republican, somebody's gonna be dissatisfied. Like I feel like right now, the stuff that's happening with Mr. Trump, I feel like a lot of people are, oh, look, see, I told y'all. But those same people felt the same way about George Bush. There's people that felt the same way about Obama. Like the black community quietly, felt like, oh, this guy didn't do nothing for us, really. His whole thing was like, you know, pushing forward more so the LGBTQ whatever agenda and whatever they got going on. And some people even call him a war criminal, right? And shout out to Obama too. Shout out to Obama. But he has done great things. I'm saying all that to say I'm not the guy that you're gonna see tripping off either sides. I just think politics in general, the deeper you dive into it, the more you realize everyone's corrupt. Everyone have their own personal agendas. Why? Because there's corporations involved. There's people that are donating a crazy amount of money, and that's who I feel like these people belong to. And I don't think they're doing things for the people. At least nothing that's gonna change immediately for the betterment of the people. But people they make this stuff their whole personality. But anyways, back to the music. Amazing, amazing. You know, when you write great music and you write music that, that's based on real life, it becomes evergreen. You know, we are always gonna kind of live in this kind of state, right? Where it always feels like the end is happening. But people have been saying the end is coming since the beginning of times. So it's always gonna feel like that. You know, you might during your lifetime, you might have a few years where you feel like, oh, everything is smooth sailing, but the end is always gonna feel like it's near. I try not to trip, uh, but you know, shout out to Roger Waters, and you could kind of tell when it's Roger that's steering the wheel, and when it's David Gilmour. And I haven't been a Pink Floyd fan for that long. Just with the songs that I'm doing with y'all, it's kind of easy to spot. And I always say whichever one is driving, as long as all of them are on the boat, we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be some fire. But damn, this kind of make me can't wait to listen to the whole album. And yeah, so in the political thing too, whether you're a fan of Trump or you're you're deeply rooted into what the other side got going on, man, at the end of the day, bruh, I just feel like people are going way too crazy. I just think you should just focus on what's right. Politics is politics, Yeah, you could vote all you want. You could do a lot of things. You could march, protest, you could blow up buildings. You could do whatever you want. At the end of the day, bruh, what's gonna be is just gonna be. I'm not saying don't try. I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't, just because of someone's political beliefs, you shouldn't look at them like they are different um from you. And I see a lot of that going on. You know, it's sad. It's sad, but because people are wearing their political beliefs on their sleeves, like this shit is a team. Like, it's like, oh nah, that's this side, that's that side, instead of being one people with different views on how things should go. It gets weird, but I'm not the guy to talk about it with. But anyways, y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. I can't wait to listen to this whole album. Uh, and plus, in here, the booklet got the lyrics. Anyways, I've been talking for too long. Yeah. So yeah, and that's the great thing about music too. Music bring all of that together. You feel me? So yeah, that was my politically correct response to everything that's going on right now. And it's crazy how much this is so fitting. It's almost scary. Like, it's almost scary. Everything back then that used to seem like it's sci-fi, it's in this world that will never come, and this shit is happening right here, right now, and we get to witness it. It's crazy. Nobody would have thought something like the vid would happen. You all know what that is. I don't know if YouTube still flag people when they say that, but back then they were flagging people. So I'm not gonna say it, but it's crazy to think these things are happening now. But yeah. Anyways, let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. Also, let me know what's next from Pink Floyd, and I got you. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. I do appreciate y'all, and I will see you in the next one. And guess what? You better be there. Peace.